Hi, I'm talking today to Doug Osborne. Doug
Hello.
is a UK hypnotherapist. Hi, Doug. How are you?
Hello, Joanne. How are you doing?
Great, thanks. Doug, let's start off with talking a little bit about hypnotherapy. What is clinical hypnosis?
Clinical hypnosis is it's a state which you can use to help you work with particular medical symptoms. It's a state of working with the unconscious part of the mind. That's the part of the mind which is active all the time, even when you go to sleep.
What conditions can be treated with hypnotherapy?
Well, if you think about your unconscious mind all the time, even as I'm talking to you, Joanne, right now, my unconscious mind is digesting my breakfast. It's making my heart beat. It's thinking about what I'm doing in half an hour. So it's kind of running the whole of my body and my mind. So anything that runs and that exists in your mind or your body, your unconscious has some control over. In fact, it runs it. So pretty much hypnotherapy can be used to treat a very, very broad cross-section of things.
Can you work only with adults or adults and children?
You can work with both. It's the only people you can't really. It's very difficult to work with people that have learning difficulties. So I tend to avoid that. I've worked well with people with milder learning difficulties like dyslexia before. So it's very suitable for adults and children.
Now, probably one of the most common questions people will wonder about hypnosis is it safe and will you have control over my mind?
Yes, it's a really good question. So if you ensure you see a practitioner, somebody who's had a good training, a proper training from one of the bigger schools in the various countries around the UK and indeed the world, you will get somebody who understands the nature of the unconscious mind, understands the fact that ultimately I'm leading you through a process and you have the control. It's a bit different from the hypnosis you see on television, which is intended for entertainment, and it's very different from that. It's something where you do have control, and ultimately, if you wanted to, you could come out of it very quickly if you needed to.
And tell me, what does hypnosis feel like, and what do you do during a consultation?
I think it's quite an individual experience. For me, hypnosis feels like something akin to if I'm having a lazy day on the beach and where I've just been reading a book and I'm just starting to drift off a little bit, and you can feel the sun warmth around me, and I'm just sort of drifting, but I'm not asleep, but I'm not awake. I can hear everything that's going around me. I can hear people talking. Sometimes I might have thoughts or memories. It's very like that. So people often describe it as almost like daydreaming.
And what exactly would happen during a consultation?
Typically, on the first consultation, I would spend most of the consultation talking to somebody about what it is they're dealing with. It's really important to get a sense of the person, a sense of what's brought them to this point where they've decided to come see somebody about something. So it's very important for me to get some background on them. Also, it's equally important for them to have a sense of me and a sense of trust, a sense of professionalism, a sense of being held in a safe space, because after all, you are going to eventually be lying or sitting with your eyes closed with somebody. So people need to have a sense of trust with you. And then typically we talk about what they want to achieve in a first session, and discuss how long the treatment plan would be. It might be for just a couple of sessions, but quite often it's for longer. It's usually 6 to 12 sessions. And then often, depending on the symptom, if somebody's got something that's really bothering them a great deal, I'll sometimes try and do a little bit of hypnosis at the end of the session to give them a sense of what it feels like. More often, we'll begin the work on the second session, and very gently to start with often.
Can everybody be hypnotized? Is there anybody who can't be hypnotized?
Pretty much everyone can. I think, again, perhaps as a part of the hypnosis we see on TV as a stage show, there's a public perception that we can't all be hypnotized. And actually, trance is a normal psychological pathway. It's something we use all the time to engage and focus intently. So if you think about when you've watched TV sometimes, if somebody's called you and you didn't hear them, that's because you're in a light trance state watching TV. Which is the whole reason advertising works so well. And nowadays, so many of us are brought up so heavily engaged with media such as TV and computers, reading, and have been through some considerable education. We're very good at focusing, which actually makes us very good trance or hypnotic subjects.
Thank you, Doug. Thank you so much for talking to me today.
Thank you. You're welcome.